Hey, Bridget.
Hey, Nick.
What do you call a podcast episode full of Halloween fun, but hosted by two people stressed out about an event they're hosting in 6 hours?
What?
You call it this episode.
Here we are.
And how are we going to deal with that stress?
Oktoberfest beer.
All right, everybody, we're
We're here.
Enjoyed that music.
We're twitchy. We're a little stressed, but we're here. Cracking it.
Cracking it.
Whoa.
That was aggressive.
Oh. Got it. Okay. Yep. Cheers.
Prost.
We're still on that. I listened to Christmas music today, so I don't know.
We're on the tail end of the Oktoberfest season. It's Halloween as y'all are listening to this, unless we
Happy Halloween.
get way ahead of ourselves, which I don't think we will.
It's unlikely.
But, boo.
Happy Halloween, everybody. How are you?
Remember last year we had the crazy true crime Halloween edition of this podcast.
Yeah, we did.
We got a lot of really great feedback about it, and we wanted to do another one.
Yeah, but it's going to be a little different because our lives are a little different this year, today.
So we have lots of crime. Instead of one bit of crime,
we have a whole bunch of crime.
Yes, it was the husband that did it.
I know. I was thinking about that story. But so for that episode, I spent days at the library, pulling up newspaper
Which you can't
clips.
even do anymore.
Yeah.
Way to go, Emily.
Thanks. So the library's under construction. We have an event tonight. So we had to adjust. So we found tidbits of many crime stories that all happened on Halloween.
I think this is going to be a super fun episode. We have our Oktoberfest beer to deal with
our stress.
Our stress, which is the great way to be an adult.
I don't know what to say. If you're not trick-or-treating with the wine in your hand, you're doing it wrong.
You are doing it wrong. And we also have crime, and then we have some Halloween things at the end. It's going to be really fun. So slightly different format to the normal podcast, but lots of fun. And we had to have one less Oktoberfest beer, right?
Yeah, we did. And I feel like I need to go backwards because this always happens. I just blurted in here that I listened to Christmas music this morning. Sometimes when I'm a little cranky and I just need to get out of it, and it's October, it's a little too early for Christmas music for some people. I put on Christmas music. I'm doing a lot of holiday stuff for work. We've made recipes ahead of time, things that we're planning out. And so in my head, it's always farther down. It's way past Halloween already. It's Thanksgiving. It's almost Christmas.
Sure.
So I just put on some holiday tunes today to help me out.
Simona's real into Santa books right now.
Oh,
she's
brilliant.
Grabbed them all, and she's just Santa. She does think Santa is bringing her a bounce house for Christmas. I think I told you this because we had to should we?
We were talking about it, yeah.
Buy one?
Because Shannon was thinking about it.
And so she's all into Christmas, so you're not the only one.
I know, man. I love Christmas.
I think your stress level is probably a little higher than Simona's. I mean, she's worried.
I hope it is.
Am I going to be in Lucy's room or Link's room? Whose room am I going to be in today?
She was in Lucy's room. Yeah, but I thought Link, whatever. You never know where Lucy's
She gets hugs either way.
Link was dressed up as Blippi today.
Aw.
Sorry, shout out, Aaron. That was good work.
Good work, Aaron.
Okay, that is our friend
How do you
Lincoln.
know it's not Brian that did the work?
Sorry, Brian. Great job. I assumed the mom did that. That was bad of me.
You know what I really appreciate about you, Brian? I don't think you listen, but I'm just going to tell you. You always bring a 6-pack of beer that I haven't had in 2 years, but really like. And it's always a mixed 6-pack, which is the way to do it.
Oh, that is nice.
So every party he comes over to, he has a mixed 6-pack of beer. I love Great Lakes Brewing Company.
Oh,
they're
fair.
out of Cleveland. We used to sell their beer at the store. I really like it. Never sold.
Yeah.
So honestly, I drink a lot of stuff that needs to move from the store or I want to try for the store.
Yes.
So if it's not in the store, I don't always try it. Brian, you are a G. You
are
bring
a
the beers
G.
that aren't in the store. I love you for it.
Oh, boy, Brian. And your kid had a great costume. So we love the holidays. Here we are. So we're doing true crime today, but we have a few bits of exciting news.
This one, I want to know.
Okay.
Bridget, your hair looks luxurious.
Oh, yeah. Do you like the fro? It's because I have my own shower at my own house.
Whoa.
We have water again, everybody that may have been following my journey. We had to do quite an extensive amount of dollar spending on an upgrade to our well system at our house.
You know, Beyonce would say, let me upgrade you, upgrade you, upgrade you.
We
You
did
got upgraded.
get upgraded. So we have a better water pressure now, and many thousands of dollars later, we have water. So that's all I'm saying on that.
Good water pressure
is worth its weight in gold, I believe you said.
I think that's exactly what I said. I was thinking of like, would you rather pay thousands of dollars for bread or thousands of dollars for water pressure? If you bought several $1,000s worth of bread, you couldn't eat it all at once. So your choices would be give it away to people, and you'd have that inner joy of knowing other people ate.
You could also freeze it.
You could freeze it. Frozen bread goes downhill.
Yeah, well.
So, you'd have the carbs, some regret, maybe.
What?
Or you could have many, many years of incredible water pressure. And, maybe you have a friend stay the night. Maybe you have family stay over. They have to take a shower at your house. And like, oh my gosh.
All this water pressure.
Bridget has great water pressure.
Okay, but
that's worth a lot.
Why are we comparing it to bread? Like, do you know someone that's
I was thinking like weight in gold. And I'm like,
what else?
What else could we compare this against?
That's a weird comparison.
Bread seems like one that.
Sure. Well, water.
I did a lot of bread this week. We had some focaccia at Simple. I ate some for lunch the other day, maybe a lot.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Nick, our chef at Lake Geneva Country Meats, made some focaccia.
So good. I had some today.
I like bread.
Okay, well, I like water. Also, we feel that we need to keep following up on the exciting Curder Burger news.
Yes.
We had a listener, holler, Amanda, reach out to us. So thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Amanda.
The best note, and it says, "Hi, my name is Amanda, and I had a curd burger." To which I said, "I need to know everything." So Amanda was lovely enough to get all of her coworkers burgers.
Oh, wow.
But by Amanda, I mean her husband. Here's
Good
how
job,
the day
Mr.
went.
Amanda.
Here's how the day goes. Learned about Curd Burger at 9 a.m. Called my husband with a request for 4 burgers for me and my work gals. 10 a.m. Culver's opens. Burgers delivered. Ranch. Check.
Ooh.
Feedback? Would I order it again? Most likely not. Did I feel special? Kind of. Did I feel like I need to learn how to eat a burger in public with class and also nap at 10:30? Yes.
The nap, yes.
Which I should have asked, did you eat this burger at 10 a.m.?
Gotta get it hot.
Sounds like yes. So she said it was a fun change up for the day, but not needed on a regular basis. And I proceeded to text a vomiting emoji back and was like, but wasn't it just incredible amounts of cheese? And this was the best description to me and the biggest turnoff. The curd was the size of a half a deck of cards.
It's a lot of curd.
So anyway, sounds like it was a lot. And she even shared the text with her husband, Amanda's husband. Great job. So Curder Burger sounds like a lot of cheese still.
Have you ever had like the seared cheese in a cast iron skillet thing?
Yeah, and it's just like a wad of cheese.
Sarah really likes it. I feel like she would have liked the Curder Burger.
Guess you should have gotten it.
I'm a horrible husband. I love you, honey. I'm so sorry.
What I've been thinking about this Curder Burger, as you can tell, I love arancini, and so I just keep comparing it to that, but there's texture inside of that. Not just like rubbery cheese.
We tried to do these fried mashed potato balls that were like, you were all in and like, yeah, it's going to be like arancini. And I was like, yeah, you're right. It's going to be good. And
it wasn't. Gelatinous is a good word.
If you're ever going to try and do fried mashed potato balls, make the driest, most terrible mashed potatoes you could possibly make to start off with.
I don't even know if that would have solved it. Do you think?
I think it would have.
Okay, well, we didn't continue trying because it was
Don't add more. Like good mashed potatoes have like cream, heavy cream, and whole milk in them.
Yeah.
And butter.
Don't do that, right?
Don't do that.
Wait, was the cream the problem? I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the cream just like, as soon as you put the egg to get the breading to adhere to it,
it just coagulates.
The egg just ate that cream.
How about anything that has to be described as coagulates is bad?
And let's talk about blood sausage. Then you want some coagulation.
This is the second time someone has brought up blood sausage today. Is it because it's Halloween?
Bridget, I want crime.
That wasn't even a joke, guys. That was just the best segue.
I want crime.
How much crime, Nick?
Crime, crime, crime.
Okay, we're going to talk about crime.
Let's talk about crime.
Okay.
One of the things you had on here that I thought was really interesting is you had a link to something about why we're so interested in crime.
Oh, okay. So you have to listen a little bit to Amuse Bouche. I don't even know where to go, you guys. I have Are you interested? Like, do you watch true crime or not really? Mostly Sarah?
Not really, because I'm kind of like, people are effed up.
Yeah, okay. So in my research...
I also get terrible nightmares, so...
Does Sarah?
I don't know. I have this series of recurring nightmares where, like, somebody's breaking into the house. I have a gun to shoot them and stop them from, doing terrible things. Yeah, this is... And I just, like, freeze and can't move. Like in a dream where you can't move?
I rarely remember my dreams, which is a gift. I love not remembering my dreams.
I had this series of 3 dreams the other night where it was all the same set of friends, and one was really good, one was really bad, and one was worse. And I was like, I need to talk to a therapist about this.
If there are any, like, what are they, dream readers? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Do you know anybody, people listening?
Hit me up, y'all.
Because I agree, like, there is something to be said for people who don't remember their dreams. And then there's something to be said for people who have recurring dreams. I need to know. And no, I don't want to read a book about it. So just give me the Cliff Notes, okay?
So, yeah, I come up with all these things and I get scared and then I pee the bed and it's embarrassing.
You just made it weird. But where I was going with this is in my research.
Oh, that's not where you're going with that?
I was not going to talk about peeing the bed because I don't do that regularly.
Congratulations.
Yeah, regularly. Not since college, at least.
You just made that weird.
Whew, okay. In my research, I found that women, surprise, surprise, are 70% more likely to be listening to, I was specifically referring to podcasts, but I imagine listening to, watching, etc. More interested in true crime because women, sadly, feel that it is often them that are being attacked.
It is true.
And one of the reasons, attacked, murdered, etc. It is only...
What's the etc. part of attacked and murdered?
I don't know. Raped? Attacked could be like many things. Punched? Kicked? Okay, this is going to... I'm sorry, I just jumped right into that. I didn't even give you a trigger warning. My point is, the reason I think that I like true crime so much, and there's like the article that you're referring to had 12 reasons. It is linked in the show notes for Amuse Bouche. Somewhere in the back of your brain, you're listening to it to like prepare, right? Like, oh, well, I know a murderer often sneaks in through the window, so I will close my windows.
That's smart. Close your windows.
But
you
I
won't
don't.
Get murdered.
But I don't because I live here. So anyway, it's really interesting. There's a book about what's it called? Why Do We Love Serial Killers or something?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Yes, that I would like to read. I hope I actually do read it because I often buy books and don't read them. So anyway, lots of fun things. Check out Amuse Bouche for like some insight on why we all love serial killers.
So for this episode, we have a number of crime stories.
Are you ready?
That you're going to pitch me, and I'm going to give you.
I'm going to pitch you
some.
So.
How much am I terrified?
Last year, and if you haven't listened, you should go all the way back to a year ago. We did a true crime story that was local. So it was in Burlington, just up the road. And yeah, totally, it was the husband. Spoiler
totally
alert.
Was the husband.
I
went into it very open-minded because there's 3 suspects, I think.
Yeah, well, so 2 and like the third one was pretty loose.
Yeah, so there's 2 suspects, the husband, like a coworker.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Of, like, kind of acquaintance, and then like she just wanted to bug her off and disappear.
Yeah,
I count her as like the third suspect.
Oh no, I thought there was like one other totally random like.
Oh yeah,
one
there was
dude
that car that showed.
Someone said there was an eyewitness of a car once, maybe.
And so I was like, okay, let's be open to this. Men have rights too. Husbands aren't always the killers.
But in Burlington, Wisconsin.
And I was like, wait. He bought a new mattress, dug a bunch of big holes in the backyard, and nobody investigated
There was blood stains on the mattress?
What?
So you got to go listen. It was fun to research. I love this stuff. But also, like, I had never done that before, so I'm sure there are resources. I, like, take notes when I listen to crime podcasts now of the resources they use because I think it's fascinating. So this year, I could have gone deeper diving into more local unsolved mysteries, but there's not like, we don't live in a highly populated high crime area.
There is one.
Uh-oh.
We're not doing that one.
I was like, what? Yeah, there are some that maybe we didn't want to touch either. So instead, I looked up Halloween is like, could be a scary evening to some, right? So I'm like, I wonder if there are any murders.
I've seen Hocus Pocus. Weird stuff happens on Halloween.
Need to rewatch that. I forget how much people refer to it.
Remember, virgins don't light candles on Halloween.
Is that from Hocus Pocus?
Yeah.
Isn't Hocus Pocus supposed to be like friendly for children?
Oh yeah, and it's like if a virgin lights a candle, the witches will come back, and the dude's little sister makes fun of him for being a virgin.
But I feel like you don't talk about virgins in kid-friendly movies.
I mean, Mary was a virgin. You talk about her in CCD.
Okay.
It's a miracle.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so instead, I wanted to learn about...
I go to church. I'm Catholic. I'm not making fun of Mary.
Nick's making a sign of the cross over here for those of you just listening and not watching us on YouTube. I found crime that happened on Halloween, people.
Ooh, and I like it.
Shockingly, a number of murders that happened on Halloween.
Do you think murderers just kind of like hang out and they're like, I've been really thinking about killing someone, and what would be a good day for it? Halloween.
I mean, when else, do you decide? I don't know. How do murderers decide when they're going to murder?
I don't know. See, I thought if you listened to crime podcasts, you would know these things, Bridget.
I mean, crime podcasts aren't solving mysteries. I mean, sometimes they do.
Oh, so what you say is it's gossip, and that's why women like it.
It is not gossip. It is research. Ugh. And of course, like any other public medium, they get ripped apart like everyone else. Like, you said they said, oh my God, it was like a city in Illinois. That was so funny that they mispronounced very badly. And they got like ripped apart about it. I'm like, come on, you guys, can we just be funny about this? Anyway,
Waukesha.
I forget what it was, but I'll have to listen. Anyway. This first one is just to warm you guys right up into trick-or-treating. I hope you're listening to this maybe while your kids are trick-or-treating, or maybe...
I hope you're drinking a bottle of wine in a thermos and
with
have your AirPods in and just, yeah, thanks. Oh, did you say thank you? Make sure you say thank you.
There's a hilarious Instagram reel out. I'm sure there's tons of them, but I just ran across one yesterday of, every mom on Halloween, and she's like got an orange vest on, drinking her wine, like, oh yeah, this is an adult beverage, wink, wink, and like, whatever, it's 100% accurate. Tommy, make sure you say thank you, which is me all day on Halloween. Anyway, okay, as you're trick-or-treating, everybody, make sure to check the candy when you get home.
This is an urban myth.
Okay? No, this is not an urban myth. I have no idea if it's true, but I think it's true. How would I know? I could have checked the death records of this county, right? I guess I could have done that, but I didn't. Okay. Ever check your kid's candy to see if it's been tampered with? Well, you should. Especially if it's a pixie stick. Why do you think this is a myth?
Because it's been debunked on Snopes like a gazillion times.
How do you know this is a myth?
Because it goes around every Halloween, and I check it out because I'm like, I eat a lot of candy. Has my candy been tampered with? Somebody would love to put a magic powder.
It was tampered with by his dad.
Oh, that?
Yes. Okay, Nick.
Okay, well, that's different.
Okay. In 1974, Ronald gave his 8-year-old son, Timothy, a pixie stick. It was his last piece of candy for the night, which, tube of sugar. Great way to end your night.
Great dad right there.
But it was laced with cyanide. So the kid ate the pixie stick, started vomiting, died on the way to the hospital. I'm like, I guess I just feel like not really sure how you would murder your son, but also why. And this is a tale as old as time, everybody. He had taken out life insurance policies on his kids, and he was in debt. So literally, he killed his children, or one child. Maybe he killed another.
No.
And luckily for everybody, but not poor Timothy, unfortunately, he did get the death penalty, lethal injection. I feel like they should have made him drink a pixie stick
of cyanide. Oh, that's horrible.
Isn't it terrible? Okay, I was like, did this really get debunked?
Start this on a, oh God.
Well, these are all pretty sad because they're all murders. So here's the difference is sometimes true crime is just like people are missing and you live with the hope that maybe they're alive. Not today, everybody.
So I'm a big Star Wars nerd fan, as y'all know. I couldn't watch Mandalorian while I was out because Simona was very little when it came out and was not sleeping at all and was like this very vulnerable, very cryy, very sad child. And every time I saw the child or Baby Yoda on Mandalorian and he made his noises, I was like, oh my God, it's Simona, don't hurt Simona. Like
my paternal. Hurt Baby
Yoda? They go after Baby Yoda.
Oh, never seen it.
And I was just like it was very emotional for me.
Really
they
funny.
needed a trigger warning if you're a new dad that
don't watch Mandalorian.
I just love my baby girl so much.
Wow. We couldn't go a whole episode without that.
If you're in that thing, there should have been trigger warning for that. So
I will
say after being a dad, like people doing things to kids,
it is
makes me so emotionally distressed.
It is different. It is different.
I can't imagine.
I still hear about it because in a way I feel like it's helping me protect my kid from something.
Yeah,
that's the psyche behind it.
Yeah, if somebody tried to do anything to Simona,
wrong.
like I would just
bring out the gun and freeze. Just like in your dream.
Yeah, it's why it's such a nightmare. I don't know.
I'm just picking at all of Nick's insecurities right now.
I would do something to that person.
Get back to you later on what that is.
I have meat hooks.
Oh my God. I just keep them in my house. I'll just run to the store, get a meat hook.
I have a meat hook here.
Really?
Yeah, it's useful for stuff.
What stuff?
Like when you're
Do you have a body
stuff.
Down here? Is there a body in here? Strange turn of events.
Interestingly enough, next week's podcast, it's going to be just me hosting.
Just going to be Nick. Happy Halloween.
Weird.
Okay. Here we go. I just want to say any crime that happens in the year 2000 and closer to present day, I feel is really extra scary because like that feels like my life, right? The 2000s. When you're like, oh, happened in the 70s. I'm like, that was forever ago. That's fake.
Cars got 7 miles per gallon. There's no DNA.
It is just like when you say like, oh, this one happened in 2004. I'm like, oh shit, this could be me. So 2004, there was a group of friends, all 26 years old, 3 girls. They were being safe, and they were staying at home handing out candy to people.
Oh, good for them.
They lived in Napa.
Such a safe community, too.
Yes. So, 3 friends all wrapped up their trick-or-treating, or they're handing candy out to trick-or-treaters. They went to bed, thought, what a fun night. Then one of the friends woke up to a scream. Do you know what her reaction was? And actually, this is kind of smart. I want to be mad at her, but this friend ran out to the driveway and sped away from her house in a car while her 2 friends got stabbed upstairs. Both 26-year-old, 2 of the 26-year-old died. 2 of the 26-year-old girls died, and the one friend sped away and got away in the car. But a friend of one of the victims, it was incredibly smart, but also I was kind of like, shit, is that your first reaction? But maybe it would be mine. She's alive.
Fight or flight.
One of the friends, it ended up being a friend of one of the 3 victims, and there's no motive known, but he confessed. I don't know if it's the alive friend. I doubt it. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Okay, that was a weird one, but it happened on Halloween night. I hope that I forgot. This is
1974.
No, that was 2004. That's like present day, basically. Not really. That was a long time ago.
A lot of drugs in Napa Valley. I will say that. A lot of money, a lot of cocaine.
Oh, so maybe these girls, I mean, it didn't say.
No, I wouldn't say the girls. I'd say the murderer.
Oh, right. Hopped up. It is incredible the amount of murders that happen just because like someone was screwed up. Don't do drugs, people.
Oh, I got one.
Oh, okay.
Woman, this just happened. It's in the news now in Mississippi.
Okay.
Mississippi or Alabama, one of those. I should say what I was about to say.
Southern
states. What I was going to say started with an S and ended also with an E.
Jesus.
Conjunction of 2 words. One of those 2 states, she was raped and assaulted, like physical harm, by a meth head. They were meth buddies.
Oh, no.
And her brother then came over with a gun. Meth head then attacked brother. She took brother's gun, shot him. After like she had just been raped and he was trying to kill the meth head was trying to kill her brother. And she is in jail facing trial for murder of this guy.
Wait, what?
Mississippi, baby.
The meth head that got raped?
No, the lady that got raped, she got the kit, the test, which is horrible. Yeah. She had everything's documented. Yes, she was raped. Yes, this guy beat you up. Yes, he was doing this thing to trying to kill your brother. In the South, where they're like, this just tells you, don't be a woman in the South.
Oh my God. Yes, this is, when year? What?
This is right now.
What?
Right now.
I will say, I'm sorry, I just screamed what very loud in your ears, but
We have a hard limiter on the.
Oh, good. Okay. Sometimes I forget. Okay. It baffles me still as I listen to all of the, literally at least one true crime story a day, basically, on my podcast, that that some of this is currently still so screwed up. Like there are still cases where like the color of your skin obviously is I'm not going to get all like George Floyd here, but like murder cases that are very obviously not one person still getting blamed.
Yep.
Oh my God. Okay. Sorry. I'm going to skip around here because of what we were just talking about. This is a ridiculous way. This is.
I like the heading on this.
OMG.
It says OMG.
I just was so sad.
Great song by Usher.
This one just made me so sad because it was like just a mistake and or some shithead using a loophole in the law. There was a Japanese exchange student living in New Orleans, and he went out to a party in New Orleans, in his city, and he didn't know the neighborhood very well. So he was given an address to a party. He thought he found the house, so he went up to the door, knocked on the door. No one answered. So he started walking away from the door and then heard someone like yell from the door. So he went back and said, hey, we're here for the party. The guy shot him with a revolver, just shot him. And like he died, of course. And in court, the person, Rodney Piaris, claimed that he was scared and thought the student was trespassing on his property. And he invoked the Castle Doctrine, in which Americans can claim that they have the right to apply lethal means to protect their homes. I just like, wait, that's still a thing?
This was in the 70s?
This one, 1992.
1992. You probably could say, they bombed Pearl Harbor and I was scared they were coming to surprise me too.
That one made me sad. So that I just thought that was a nice segue of like, this is still a thing that like.
That's so weird.
Well, that's in 1992. Do you think it's still a thing? I bet it is.
That's just weird. New Orleans, a lot of drugs. I think I'm picking up a theme. A lot of drugs.
Okay. It doesn't say if this person was high, but we could do a follow-up of how many of these murderers were on drugs.
Well, this guy wasn't a murderer. He's a killer, but not a murderer.
Right. It's now, so I just quick looked up, is the Castle Doctrine still in effect?
Oh, yeah.
It's now the law of the land in Wisconsin, and it affects you and your family. Oh, my God.
Yes, okay. It is. I was reading about the Kyle Rittenhouse case recently, and people are Castle Doctrining him, even though he was on somebody else's property that didn't ask him to be there. Anyway, what was I going to...
Oh, we were talking about Castle Doctrine and land of the law and if it was still a thing.
I don't know. Anyway.
Okay.
That's happening. Yeah, I can't remember.
Okay, that's fair enough. But it's Friday for us, guys. It's,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Our heads are everywhere.
It's crazy.
We're talking about murder.
Oh, no. So in Wisconsin, it's called homicide, not murder. So it was a New York Times article, and it was comparing and contrasting with the George Floyd case, where the charge is murder, and in Wisconsin, it's homicide, which I like because I don't think you should put that connotation on the accused of murder right off the bat. It's why you can't call the people he shot victims, because you're trying to put the burden of proof on the prosecution. It's a good thing, but it's just very interesting you can be a killer but not a murderer.
Yeah, I've never really paid attention to that.
Weird nomenclature. English, weird language.
Weird, and that every state is different.
Yes.
I mean, this is another thing I've learned the more true crime you listen to. And again, for my favorite true crime podcast, Rex, check out the notes on the Amuse Bouche episode. I share my favorite 4. But every state is so different that like there has been times when I'm listening to this, I'm like, note, don't ever move to this state.
Yeah.
Like, note, I would be charged with murder by some weird loophole in this state.
So I don't know if we've talked about this on the pod, but I'm a law school voluntary withdrawal. I went to a year of law school at Marquette. I hated it and voluntarily withdrew.
That's a nice way of putting it.
I didn't get kicked out. They would have welcomed me back. I just didn't want to do it. It was a lot of money. Yeah, it was in the Great Recession. I was like, this is stupid. Why do I want $150,000 worth of debt to make $30,000 a year? But one of the things you learn, and one of the reasons I didn't like Marquette, is in Wisconsin, there's this thing called diploma privilege where you don't have to take a bar test. You can practice right away. So they're very intent on not teaching like principles of law. Actual real law is what they teach you. And you learn pretty quickly, Wisconsin has all these weird minority jurisdiction law things that are exactly what you said of like, you could get in real trouble because Wisconsin has this weird law.
Yes, that you don't even know exists.
And exactly. And I'm like, I don't want to. So in Wisconsin, you have a duty of care to everyone. So basically anyone can sue anyone at any time for not helping them. If like a quote-unquote reasonable person would. So, like, let's say you got in a car crash and you're driving by. There's an argument to be made of, like, you should have stopped and helped.
That is ridiculous.
It's one of these things that just, like, paralyzes you with fear. So anyway, I'm so glad I'm not a lawyer.
We are here on Halloween to paralyze you with fear, not by murder, but by law.
You're going to get murdered. You're going to get sued. Wisconsin, weird minority jurisdictions. Us in California, all the weird laws.
How about this?
Because we're the only 2 states with socialist governors. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, there's 2 states that have elected actual Socialist Party governors, Wisconsin and California. And that's where all these laws happened.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Nick. Okay. We could go down a real hole.
Brittany probably knows this.
Well, Brittany's smarter than me. So I'm going to share 3 more, okay?
I'm so excited. This is so much fun.
There's tons, but maybe you guys think this is boring. So I'll just give you 3 more brief ones. Lawrence Bittaker and Roy Norris. They are known as the Toolbox Killers. So I know about the Toy Box Killers, which is not Halloween related, nor is it something I want to repeat on this show. But if you're interested, Morbid, a true crime podcast, has a really good episode or 2 on the Toy Box Killer. Anyway, these are the Toolbox Killers. Their shtick was to torture people with things you might find in a toolbox. And how would they get these people? Oh, hitchhiking. Because remember,
that was a thing.
And surprise, many people got murdered by getting in cars with strangers. So don't do that. So after
What
Halloween,
about Uber?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think about this all the time. I'm like, that's basically hitchhiking, but you're paying for it. So, I mean, it is the same. No, it's not. Anyway, that's for a different day. I could just walk everywhere here in Lake Geneva. So after a Halloween party, Shirley Ledford needed a ride. She was probably
These all sound like fake names, by the way.
Maybe they are. Got to protect them. Just kidding. She's dead. So, spoiler alert. She is not alive. They picked up Shirley Ledford, these 2 gentlemen, and what did they do? Tortured her in their vehicle. And what else did they do? Took pictures of it while they were doing it because that was part of their routine. Luckily, she was their 5th and final victim. They got 5 murders in when finally one of their friends decided to turn them in. Sadly, Ledford, who was like the leader of the gang, Ledford was the woman, my fault. Lawrence, 2 L's, I'm already mixed up. Lawrence was sentenced to death, but he died of natural causes. Super sad. He died in 2019, so just a couple years ago. And I'm sorry, it is super sad because he should have rotted, okay? Maybe he did. Norris, for some reason, his partner, was sentenced 45 to life. And you'd have to give me this like understanding of that seems like a big span. 45 to life? Why can't they just say life? Okay, is it too boring?
Yeah.
Well, I hope he dies in prison. Okay, this next one feels a little too close to home as well because why? It happened in Michigan. So again, this was a 22-year-old woman, and this might as well...
UP or not the UP?
No, it's not the UP because I looked up the name of the town. It's like
And you're not going to pronounce it because you don't want to be mocked for getting this name wrong.
I know. I shouldn't. I have to find... Oops, wrong link. Give me 1 second. It starts with an M somewhere in here. Okay, I'm going to look for it while I tell you because this one I have pretty well memorized because, again, Morbid, a true crime podcast, did this one. And they did a really good job on it. But, she's from Maybe. Maybee. Maybe.
That's a weird name.
So anyway, 22 years old. But why do I feel like basically this is me? Because she was going to a Halloween party at a bonfire. And like, this is a very Midwestern thing.
This is a thing.
We go to parties in fields at bonfires. Like, not so much currently in the same way that we used to, but like every weekend, that's probably what I used to do. So this Chelsea Brook, this young lady, went to this bonfire in Michigan. However, this bonfire was hundreds of people. It was a guy who
Sounds like Midsummer to me.
Midsummer's. Sorry, I have something in my mouth that's bothering me. She went to this bonfire, and it was this guy's name. I believe his name was Michael, who has these parties over and over again. So Halloween was a big one because more people came. Usually it was under 100, but this had hundreds of people. She was dressed up as Poison Ivy from Batman. Important because they found pieces of her costume later. So she was noted. She was there with friends, and they left her. Idiots! Don't leave your drunk friends at a party.
bad things happen. They drown in Mississippi River.
Oh, God. I couldn't listen to the Smiley Face Killer episode of Morbid. That one felt too close to home because it was. So anyway, she was drunk. She also fell and hit her head, so she had a facial wound. Nope. But her friend still left her. I think she said she wanted to be with a dude. Whatever. Come on, people.
The desire to continue humanity is strong.
That's what she wanted to do in her Poison Ivy costume at a bonfire.
No, the friend that left her.
Yes. So she was last seen at this party, kind of drunk, with a man. So this was unsolved for a long time. Not that long, sorry, unsolved for months. The first big break came when they found pieces of her costume just in a different city called Flat Rock. And so they found bits of the I think it was a shoe and part of the green Poison Ivy outfit that she had made. So again, Props. This girl might as well be me. So months later, I think it was 6 months almost to the day, they found her remains 10 miles away from the bonfire. So unsolved, but many people are saying that it's the dude who hosted all these parties. But why? Who knows? He hosts these parties all the time. But that one...
opportunities.
If you have any notes on that, do you know anyone that was at this bonfire? So that one felt whoa. Just felt a little real.
Why do people kill people? I honestly...
They're probably on drugs, Nick.
They're probably on drugs. They probably had some LSD or cannabis or
something,
cocaine or
maybe
Molly?
They were at a party.
Is that what they call it?
But does that make you murder? Is that what they call it?
I don't know. PCP, methamphetamine, Sudafed. I don't know what makes people murder. My only drug is alcohol.
Help us understand. If there's a murderer listening, don't tell us because we would have to report you. But,
No, do tell us. We'd love to report you.
Yeah, no kidding. I will say before I finish this last one, which I'm ending on this one because the last line is hilarious. A lot of these true crime podcasts, and I don't think the shows do it so much, but definitely podcasts do it as a way to bring these cases to light, cases that have gone cold. And it's my understanding that it has helped. So, we're joking around about these stories a little bit. We aren't doing them justice by just giving you little tidbits here. But if you are concerned and interested in solving unsolved murders, I have given you many solved ones already. It sounds like true crime, at least the true crime podcast I listen to, that is their goal, is bringing these cases to light again.
So I always think of the headline test, right? Of what, you do something, what's the headline in your local paper going to be?
Oh,
if
funny.
You all call in with a murder thing to us, local podcast hosts solve unsolved murder, are heroes. If you murdered someone, let us know. We'll take care of it.
Thanks, guys. So we're going to wrap this murder segment up here with a Halloween 1981 murder when a nun died.
Oh, no.
Sister Tadea Benz, Tadea. Her body was found naked in a convent in Texas.
Oh, no.
So the other nuns in the house saw a broken window in the common room, called the police. So there was a...
you said there's a funny line in this, so can I make a joke?
Sure, man.
Broken windows don't mean nothing. They can get inside.
What is that?
It's from It's Tricky by Run DMC.
I was like, this is going to be something... Should have played it. We got to pull it up on here. So this is simply Johnny Frank Garrett. He was a witness, saw him running from the convent that evening. He lived across the street. The police arrested him. He was convicted and sentenced to death in 1992. His last words were reported to be, quote, "I'd like to thank my family for loving me and taking care of me. The rest of the world can kiss my ass."
Wow.
So guys, he just hated the world. So he ran across the street and stabbed a nun to death in the convent. What do you hate the world that much for?
My
Murder.
goodness.
So all of those brief murders happened on Halloween. So happy Halloween, guys.
What's the movie? The Purge?
Yeah, there's a lot of scary movies right now that I can't handle.
Guys.
Don't watch them. I used to love scary movies.
Stay safe.
Yeah, please stay safe.
Stay in your safe room with your,
Kit Kat bars.
Minigun pointed at the door. If anybody walks through, hit that button, eviscerate them with the stream of bullets. You stay safe.
We're going to take a quick break, guys. We'll be right back. the only time I got to sing it. We only have one break this episode. One break. Lucky you.
I got to give some shout out to Sarah. I want to talk about food thing she did that I think is incredible.
Sarah did an incredible food thing?
Incredible.
So did I this week. So go. Look at us killing it, Sarah.
So we're doing some Halloween things, and Simo, my daughter that I love so much, her and Lucy had a little Halloween party at school, and Linky. Yeah. And should we not use their names to protect the innocent?
Sorry, you're already unprotected. Sorry, you're our friends, Aaron. That's what happened.
And Sarah found this thing on Pinterest or learned it from Josie. I don't remember. But anyway, she took cookie cutters that were Halloween shapes, ghosts and pumpkins and I don't know, some other things. And
other Halloween things.
These little cheese shapes and sent them with crackers, and everybody got to have cheese and cracker snacks that were Halloween shaped.
Yeah, it was. Nick showed me a picture. Super cute.
And I had the leftover scraps for snacks as I was stabbing people in Assassin's Creed, and it was great. And I loved it. It was very festive. It was a good use of negative space.
I wanted to see Sarah today so I could show her what a great job she did compared to what I did, which was buy cups of mandarin oranges and draw pumpkin faces on them.
Oh.
Last year I drew faces on string cheese.
Also strong.
None of these are homemade things. They are all done the morning of. So
it's like semi-homemade with Sandra Lee.
Yeah, that's my jam. Ooh. She's my girl, man.
I do recommend keeping a can of diced Rotel tomatoes around your house, because a can of Rotel with the chilies in them fixes a lot of things real fast.
What a weird transition.
Well, it's like a semi-homemade, you know? Like things you just dump in. And
I do have some in my pantry, actually.
It's the way to do it.
I impressed myself this week.
And that is a high bar.
Really is, guys. It's been a challenging week or two in our household. And it's been really rainy, which I love this weather. But the other night it was like chilly, and I just like really wanted comforting food. The kids had already eaten something. I don't know, because I feel like we've had an event every night this week. Sugar. They had sugar for dinner. They were asleep, and I'm like, well, we had ground beef that needed to be used, so I just made it, not having a plan. I'm like, what else could I do? I need some vegetables. So I was like, what frozen vegetables do I have? I had some like frozen carrots and peas, green beans.
Heck yeah.
Just dumped that in with the ground beef. And then I was like, I need to like flavor this with something. And so I just put all the spices. I was like, I don't know, salt, pepper, garlic, onion, cumin, I think I put in, and paprika. Whatever. It was real good. And then I had phyllo dough from our
failed.
I think from a failed thing that we did. And
so from the ashes of disaster, rise, success. You're like a phoenix.
I was like, I got to tell you about my phyllo dough. So I made like a little shepherd's pie pocket. Man. I know. And it wasn't beautiful, but it was delicious. And then Tyler's favorite thing is shepherd's pie. And this was not. I had frozen hash browns too. So yeah, it was great. I just cooked the hash browns, kind of mashed them up a little, put some of this mixture, veggie mixture on top, and put it in a little pocket and air fried it for like 3 minutes. And it was delicious. Okay.
Tyler, you're going to listen to this in 2 years.
When you catch up.
When you want shepherd's pie, you hit a brother up. You know I love a shepherd's pie.
Yeah. I mean, this wasn't like my best shepherd's pie, but it was comforting and delicious. And I ate leftovers with a tortilla chip the other night.
Oh, that sounds good.
So anyway, I was really proud of myself. That's what I have to share with you today.
What I'm really proud of myself for is finding an article about Milwaukee.
Without me finding it first.
On Milwaukee that you didn't find, although you were aware of this kid.
I was.
So there's this kid, his name is Joe, that On Milwaukee wrote about him, actually has wrote about him several times. He's just, a kid that loves Milwaukee like Bridget does.
Yeah, kid.
And every year he's, it seems like every year.
Years, yeah.
His parents dress him up as Milwaukee themes when he's a little baby, and then he evidently got into it. He always dresses up as a Milwaukee theme. So like one year he was a specific bus. One year he was the Milwaukee flag. One year he was a coffee thing. Last year he was the Mitchell Park Domes.
Yes.
# save the domes. And then he was the Hop one year with complete with Potawatomi branding. Those guys don't need help, Joe.
I mean, they paid a lot to be on the Hop.
Good for you. This year, this is my favorite thing ever.
Yes.
He was the Marquette Interchange.
This was good work.
Maybe his parents, he did some of the painting for sure. Like they had the signs right and everything. He had the scale model of the Marquette interchange complete with matchbook cars on it, and he was in the middle. And I'm just like, you want to talk about trigger warnings? He needs a trigger warning because the construction on that damn interchange.
The level of dedication to this costume and this kid, how old do you think he is? 7?
6. He's 6.
Oh,
it says
6,
right here.
you said. Oh, okay. Oh, my God.
6-year-old Joe rocks Milwaukee landmark Halloween costumes.
So I'm so sad because I already feel like Lucy won't let me dress her in whatever I want. She cares.
She won't.
I'm wearing my Elsa nightgown for the 10th day this week. Anyway, I love a good creative Halloween costume, but more on that in Kid Corner.
This is so cool. I mean,
he's so cute.
It would have been even cooler if he had the LED lights, that the purple ones. One of my favorite things about when they did the Marquette interchanges, they're like, hey, we're putting all these purple LED lights on, and people are like, well, that's a little extravagant there, don't you think? And they're like,
purple.
It's literally cheaper than normal lights, and we're gonna change the colors.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna change the colors? Yeah, we're gonna do it for seasons and themes. It's gonna be cool.
It's beautiful.
And now everyone's like, oh, isn't it so cool? Our interchange has lights that change colors.
I mean, it does make it look cooler than an interchange.
It's kind of like, told you so.
Okay, so I hope you love that my article is from forestry.com.
Yeah, I want to know what the heck this is.
Which I can't say is a website I frequent.
I don't know, Bridget. You got some big trees in your house.
I do.
Maybe you got to take them out with your reno.
Yeah, I'm going to keep those ones in. Those ones are my favorite.
I mean, maybe you're on Nature. Brittany sent this to you.
I know.
I'm
like, I wonder, this feels like a website probably Brittany and her husband look at regularly, but not me. I, of course, ran across it on Instagram. Like every good old millennial. The world's largest smiley face is in the forest.
Aww.
So I wanted a Halloween story. So when I first discovered it, it was the reason I think it fits in the plan here is the smiley face was supposed to be yellow. And I'll get into the details here. But in the autumn, it turns yellow. So fall leaves are the best, fall season right now, best time to see the smiley face. So in Oregon, a person named Hampton Lumber planted this smiley face.
Legally, corporations are
I know.
people.
Well,
you're not wrong, Bridget.
I can't keep my life together right now. So, Wilhelmina, if there's a highway that goes through Wilhelmina, Oregon, and you can see the smiley face from it, it's planted on a hillside, and they just planted different trees that form a smiley face.
That is creepy.
So when I think it's
creepy.
so cute.
No, that is creepy.
Look at how beautiful it is.
No, that's creepy.
So it's the world's largest smiley, and it is. Look, this photo's from Reddit, Nick. Don't you love it?
Okay, what's the guy that jumped out of the plane after he hijacked it, took all the money, jumped out of the plane in Oregon? What's that guy's name?
I don't know. Does he work for Hampton Lumber?
No. Okay, what's the guy's name?
Well, it took a week to plant this smiley face, and I was like, oh man, a week? In 2011, they used a rope to measure.
D.B. Cooper.
Why? Who cares?
I bet that's where he is. You want to talk about creepy, weird killer stuff.
Oh, the smiley face killer. I'm like, what do you mean? No way. This is just meant to make people happy. Anyway, it was nice.
Oh, if you come in this happy place, it's going to ruin it. Don't come in here. There's probably 20 bodies there. There's more serial killers from the Pacific Northwest than any other region.
There is actually many serial killers out there. But it's meant to view from afar as you're sitting in traffic on the highway, which there's also a lot of traffic. So it's this article on forestry.com, of course, is saying it's nice to hear about forest companies not only thinking about the short-term profit, but they took time to do something fun and makes people happy. And then it says sooner or later, the trees in the smiley will most likely end up in a local sawmill anyway. So anyway, very cute. Gave me a little smile. We will make sure you can see the article so you can see the not creepy smiley face. It's very adorable. Unless you're Nick.
On that note, it's time for
Kid Corner. Oh my God, I didn't have the outline open. I panicked. I was like, what if it isn't Kid Corner and I'm going to cry and sing? And
Nope.
Okay, it's Kid Corner and it's Halloween, you guys. So what do you think we're talking about?
We had an incredible trunk or treat thing at daycare.
Crazy.
And there's a lot of people there.
Well, I would have laid it out differently. But it was really fun.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how many people there were. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah, because there was 8 people on the sign-up sheet, and then 20 showed up. People, sign up.
It's like people showing up at your store at 10 o'clock in the morning when the event's happening at 7 that involves a lot of prep. And you're like, I'd like a ticket.
I'd like a ticket.
Lady, there's some prep that goes into this. Anyway, we decided we'd participate on the morning of because
he didn't sign up.
Like showing up with a car, like, meh. And instead of trick or treat, guess what we did? Trick or meet.
Trick or meet. It was so cute.
So we did a butcher themed trunk, but actually it's the back of a truck, Lake Chivas Country Meats truck. There were dead animals all over the place.
Nope.
Saws. So I spent my entire day like sending Sarah pictures of like, hey, what would you think about if I brought this saw?
What if we brought a carcass?
Or this meat hook? I found it funny.
She didn't.
She didn't. But weird. Anyway, so we handed out meat sticks. We were a big hit. I think we should win because it's a contest. And as Bridget knows, when it's a contest, you go all out to win.
Mo told me today that he thinks that I should have won.
Mo's a suck
I'm just telling you. I was like, whoa, you just met me that day.
You did look good as Elsa.
I know I did.
And
just kidding. I did not.
Wow.
Oh, my confidence is lacking.
You had a great Elsa thing.
Yeah, it was from a thrift store.
So we handed out meat sticks. We had a chef costume for Simona to go with it. And from Shannon. Thank you very much, Shannon.
Mm-hmm. And it was really cute.
She was very cute. And then she got agitated.
Yeah, she's not in a costume today either.
Yeah, she just like doesn't. That girl would run around naked constantly if she could.
I wanted to see her.
Lucy
I love little kids.
Theme like that.
Lucy for sure.
Yeah.
But now all she wears is her Elsa nightgown.
So anyway,
Trunk or Meat was really funny. Like for throwing together on the last minute, like bags of meat sticks saying Trunk or Meat, A+.
It was a lot of fun. We had fun.
Trunk or treats have become like a huge. I didn't know what a trunk or treat was until a couple years ago.
It's because like walking between people's houses is weird, and you don't know what you're gonna get. But if like, you can like have a thing where it's like, okay, show up to this place, you're gonna get candy. Yeah. Like it's gonna be an even exchange of how much you give out versus how much you get. You're not gonna get murdered. Well, nobody's gonna give you a pixie stick full of cyanide.
But it's also the adults put time into it, which makes I like when adults are like, we're gonna do this for fun for the kids. So like it took time to decorate the trunks and like so people I don't know.
I thought Shannon's Candyland was real good.
It was. The trunks were so good. I saw a really good one from a different trunk or treat that was a box of Crayola crayons. And then the costumes, the people were the crayons.
Nice.
But my mom's church used to do one that was trunk or treat in the parking lot. So they was spread out the whole parking lot. And then the center of the parking lot, the kids could like dance and hang out. And there was like games and a popcorn machine. And so it was just like a nice little outdoor fall fest. Anyway, I also participated.
But was there a cotton candy machine?
I don't know, but this is a side note that I'm going to share with you all. My trunk was Frozen themed. So we had like the batting. Do you know what batting is? Like it's like white, fluffy, it looks like snow.
It's a thing in baseball when you hold a bat in your hand.
You buy it at Joann Fabrics.
And you hit the ball.
It's like how you stuff a pillow if you're homemaking a pillow, for example. So I had that. My mom had some. I used it to decorate as snow in my trunk. Well, there was still some in my trunk today in a bag that I hadn't opened. Elliot grabbed it and thought it'd be fun to play with on the 5-minute drive into school today. He's at the YMCA today for a no school day, but he started pulling the batting out everywhere. And somehow we got into talking. I was once cotton candy for Halloween. And
that's a good one.
I used the batting and decorated. And so he asked me today as we record, which is Friday, before Sunday, he's like, I want you to make another cotton candy costume. That's what I want you to wear on Sunday. And I'm like, I don't have time to do that, kid. But on that note, what I did have time to do.
Do you know what I'm going to be? I'm just going to pause you real fast.
What?
So staff dress up this weekend at Lake Chivas Country Meats. You know what I'm going to be?
What?
A dad.
No.
I'm just going to dress up as a dad.
That's BS.
I'm going to wear jeans and a Patagonia. And a trucker hat.
Which is what he wears every day, everybody. Just kidding. No Patagonia today.
I'm a dad.
Could you dress up, please? I love when people who always refuse to dress up finally dress up and you're like, yes. Do it. I have 2,500 costumes.
I am who I am.
All right, jerk. So we have had a Halloween activity, no joke, every night this week because Elliot's in a school and Lucy's at daycare and they have different Halloween schedules. So it has been no kidding. Last night for dinner, my kids had Kit Kats, cookies, and apples because we were at an event and then we stopped by some
all the food groups,
like a family friend's house. And I'm like, all right, well, here we are. So it's been a lot, and the kids have been acting out because, and so Tyler and I this morning, the kids were acting out, and I sat them down because we were both frustrated, and I said, this is our fault. Like, we are letting our kids have sugar for dinner and going to bed too late. So this is our fault. So we haven't even made it to Halloween, but one of my favorite moments, I had one for each kid this week. We really focused for Lucy's daycare trunk or treat on it being all about Lucy, because it never is. She's the second child. So we did all Elsa everything. Like Lucy loves Elsa and Baby Shark. All of the stereotypical shit.
There was a good Baby Shark trunk.
There was. We made sure to visit it 25 times. But we went all out on an Elsa trunk, and then I dressed up as Elsa, which she didn't care about, and I really wanted to like make her care, but she didn't. Sad. So we had a lot of fun with that on Tuesday, and then Elliot and I did my 1 hour's worth of PTO volunteering this year, and I decided that I'm done with the PTO already. It was a lot. But I, cheers to that. I will volunteer in other ways. We had what's called the Bootiful Night, and they do a really fun Halloween thing for the kids. They can't wear their costumes to school because it's too distracting, which I guess is fair, although you can dress up for homecoming week. Yeah. So they do the PTO hosts a fun Halloween event. It's usually outside, and they had to move it in this year, which was a bit chaotic, but they did a nice job. And the best part is Elliot has a whole bin of costumes. Like we've done maybe, I think realistically 4 Halloween events so far, and he's wore a different costume every time. He picks the morning out of this bin of costumes that we gave him last year we gave him for Christmas when we bought them on clearance after Halloween. And so one of the costumes is an astronaut. Ooh. And I just have really been wanting him to be an astronaut, but he doesn't care.
Anybody can take a ride in Jeff Bezos's.
Well, this was during the
NASA says you're not an astronaut if you're Jeff Bezos.
Good. He cared about space for a while. So anyway, he wanted to be an astronaut for a while. So I was like, oh, cool, I'll be an astronaut. We had the Target Dollar Spot had these like little helmet things that I bought, like cheap Halloween costume helmets that were like $3. So I bought them to put in the costume bin. So we had an astronaut one. So all in one day, in like 1 hour, I made an astronaut costume for Mom so I could match Elliot. So
nice.
Here's your tip. If it's Halloween morning and you're listening and you're like, shit, I don't have a costume, go to Home Depot. Buy the white paint suits. It was $11.74.
Yeah.
It's like a paint coverall. It zips up. It even has a hood, so you don't even have to have an astronaut helmet. You can put the hood on.
Sunglasses.
And some glasses. And then I put some black duct tape lines. And then I went and bought glittery stars at Walmart and like put star stickers. And I just stuck them on my sleeve and my chest. And then I wore a black belt. I'm just saying, I looked like an astronaut and it was good. Elliot and I matched for like 4 seconds until he decided he wanted to change his costume. Then I was just the weird parent dressed as an astronaut.
We all have dreams.
So Halloween is super fun. Someone said somewhere, if teenagers come to your door looking for candy, instead of getting mad, think, hey, at least they're not out partying. And I'm like, okay. I mean, because
here's the thing: they're gonna get the candy, then they're gonna.
I get mad about it too, and then I'm like, well, if they paid attention and did a cool costume, I'll give them a candy. Nick, do a cool costume. Nick does not support my love for the holidays. Everybody.
Oh no, I love the holidays. I just love them differently.
We hope you love them, and I hope you're maybe not actually listening to us while you're trick-or-treating.
And we hope you don't get murdered.
Also that. Have a super fun Halloween, and if you're listening to us after that, Merry Christmas, basically.
Merry Christmas. In the wine world, it's called O&D, October, November, December. It's the fourth quarter. We just call
O&D.
O&D.
I like that.
And it's death. So we hope you as a consumer are enjoying it and not like effing O&D. I'm listening to Christmas music every day. Find us on social media. Subscribe, follow Wine 201 Podcast. We're going to go do our launch event for that imminently.
Tonight. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a great week.
Bye-bye.